Morning. So we have the pleasure this morning of being joined by Lou Kassa. Lou is the Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer at the Pennsylvania Biotechnology Center in Bucks County. And Lou, we're delighted to have you this morning and spend some time with you.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. I'm a big fan of your videos. I've been following them, and I really look forward to this opportunity.
That's great. Well, let's talk about you a little bit. So, it's been fascinating to hear about the paths that folks have taken to get to where they are today. Lou, how did you get connected up with the PA Biotechnology Center?
It's kind of a crazy story, but I was actually in behavioral health social services for about 20 some odd years, a nonprofit background. And in around 2014, I was looking for some opportunities closer to home. I saw this opportunity. I met with Dr. Block, Joan Block, the founders, and it really was one of the best decisions I ever made. It's been great working here, and using my nonprofit experience and along with business development has really been a very strong opportunity here at the Biotech Center.
Lou, what was it that Dr. Block said to you that made you decide, yeah, I could do this. This would be good?
Well, we have three nonprofits that we oversee and manage. The Hepatitis B Foundation is the parent, and then there's the Research Institute, the Blumberg Institute, which manages the Biotech Center. So having three separate nonprofit entities, for me, I like to keep busy. I like to, it was just a lot of autonomy. So when he laid out the map of what was going on here, it was just a little bit of everything that I was very interested in.
So we know you primarily with the incubator, the Biotechnology Center. How much of your time do you spend between all three organizations?
Every day, Joe, it's it's a roller coaster. It could be one day I'm just solely focused on the Biotech Center, other times Blumberg and hepatitis B, but I would say about half to a little bit more than half my time is working with the Biotech Center. But especially with our construction project, it's become a little bit more recently.
I was really astounded when you said there are 41 companies associated with the center today. Let's talk about that for a minute. Tell us a little bit about the composition and really the work that you do to support these companies who are doing drug development in the region.
Yeah, I mean, we're very fortunate to be in the middle of the pharma belt. So we're one of the few, I think we're the only incubator that's in the middle of the pharma belt, being that we have companies from Princeton and we have companies from Penn and everywhere in between. And we have a great mix of academics who have their technologies that want to come here and spin them out, along with pharma executives and pharma scientists. So that mix really creates this ecosystem that's really been a big part of our success. So we have companies, a lot of the companies here are small molecule drug translational research, but we're open in our ecosystem to medical devices, diagnostics, and having this ecosystem with a little bit of everything involved, everybody kind of plays off each other, and there's a lot of co-collaboration, which really helps our model. And with over $2 billion worth of company value created here, we feel that it's this blueprint for success and that co-collaboration that really accelerates the science.
Well, Lou, you're doing very important work, and I know sometimes it must feel like you're a little bit remote from the epicenter and maybe not getting all the attention that you deserve. So I thought it important to just take a minute to focus on a couple of your success stories that I think would be well recognized by all of the audience in the Philadelphia region and even beyond. So if you could take a minute to share with all of us what those stories are and how you've watched those companies grow and evolve as they were with you and then as they've grown beyond.
Absolutely. I mean, it is one of the issues we face is that we're about 25 miles outside of the city of Philadelphia, but we still have a tremendous impact on the greater Philadelphia region. Two examples is the company Arbutus, which is publicly traded. And by the way, we've had 4 IPOs here in Doylestown. And that was founded by Mike Sophia, who most people are aware of, Lasker Award winner who cured hepatitis C. He wanted to have a hepatitis B company. So we started here in Doylestown with a few management members. And along with a partnership with the Blumberg Institute, they became over 100 employees, and they're located in Warminster, over a 30,000 square foot facility. Another success story is Novira Therapeutics, which started here along and had significant help from, our center, Dr. Block, and some of our hepatitis B scientists. They were acquired by J&J for a significant amount, and their founder, Lalo Flores, as most people in the region know, then went on to form Century, and that is a significant and one of the, I guess, for raising funding in the country, just as having a big impact on the Philadelphia region. But that was from Doylestown.
Well, with all this success, I got to imagine, in fact, I know that you have plans for expansion. And let's take a minute to talk about the new building that you've broken ground on.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. We're very excited about this. It's been a much delayed project. There's been a lot of, with construction and of course with the pandemic, but we are full steam ahead. This place is a three-ring circus right now. We're building a 37,000 square foot addition with 15,000 square feet of lab space. It's going to give us much needed event area. We do a lot of conferences. We have our annual biotech conference is coming up on November 5th. It's going to be virtual this year, but there are invitations, and if people go to our websites, they can definitely join in. But this is a much needed project. We've been at full capacity for 7 years. I've got a waiting list of 7 to 10 companies, and I firmly believe we're going to be 100% occupancy when we open up in hopefully October of 2021.
Lou, let's dive in a little bit deeper. What do you think the secret to your success has been in terms of the opportunity that you provide to smaller growing drug development companies that enable them to come to you, incubate with you, grow with you? What's the secret sauce?
That's a great question, Joe. And our secret sauce is 8 or 9 ingredients that I believe, I've been to over 35, 40 incubators. Some of these incubators may have one of these ingredients, but the 8 or 9 is essentially a platform that we have here at PA Biotech, where I like to call it our blueprint for success. At the heart of it, you have a nonprofit, the Pennsylvania Biotech Center. As I said, a research institute, the Blumberg Institute, manages our center, and we're a big part of the community. And I think that's one of the major ingredients. We have labs here. We work with the companies. We co-collaborate with a lot of the companies here. And then when you look at our ecosystem, we don't kick companies out. Now, they may, like Arbutus and Novira, be acquired or have an IPO, and we can't fit their space demands. But what we really try to do is have senior companies like Flowmetrics, Fox Chase Chemical Diversity Center, Everest, Atrin, where they've been in our ecosystem, and they actually help the small companies and companies that are just coming through the door with co-collaboration. So that ecosystem is a big part of our special sauce. And of course, having an academic entrepreneur environment, we have multiple academic programs here from high school. We work with the Central Bucks School District. It's one of the most, I think it's the best experiential learning program in the country, where students come on site pre-pandemic. Now they're slowly starting to come back on site, and they do their advanced chemistry course here. And then afterwards, they actually do real research on liver cancer and hepatitis B. And as I said, all the way up to the master's and even fellowship programs afterwards. So all those things together really help the emerging startups get the support they need. And I really believe it's our job to nurture them on a successful path.
Lou, I can't help but imagine that given everything that you're doing and everything that you've learned, that this is something that you'd like to replicate elsewhere. What are your plans for that?
Yes, I mean, we've been approached by a couple projects right now that I'm very excited about in the greater Philadelphia area to replicate our model. I believe if we can replicate it once, that this could be a model that maybe goes on to other life sciences hubs throughout the country. And we have been approached from other states in other areas, but we want to do something close by and really see if this magic sauce can be replicated. And if it can, I think there's a good chance we may be in the 3 to 5 major life sciences hubs in the future.
Well, let me say a couple things. First of all, thank you for everything that you all are doing there. You have been a fundamental component to this Philadelphia life sciences cluster. The neighborhood in Bucks County that can capitalize, as you suggest, on all the talent that's located in and around you, and the companies that you're introducing to the cluster is just, it's essential to what we're doing. So we congratulate you. We're excited about what you're doing, and we really look forward to regrouping with you. in your next announcement about the next location that you cultivate. So thanks so much for spending time with us today, Lou.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. It's been my pleasure.